Good morning, friends. How's it going? My name is Josh if you're new here. So today we're going to do a video all about what type of gear you need for the basic essentials when it comes to duck hunting. Now you can go out and spend all kinds of money. Really, like, you just need a few things to get you started. Duck hunting is like any other type of hobby. It can get costly in the long run. As you can see behind me, I have a pretty decked out overland rig that also became an expensive hobby. But duck hunting is a little bit more practical unless you're purchasing things like really expensive shotguns. My video is going to be all about the average person, beginner type duck hunter. If you're a new duck hunter, had to have purchased a hunting license. In your area, it is required for a migratory bird license and a federal duck stamp. But without any of those, you have had to complete a hunter safety course, which mine was in California years ago, and I believe it was like almost 8 or 9 hours. The hunter safety course is a course designed for the person to get the right information about law, regulations, and how the hunting world operates from a federal and state level. Now, again, this is something going to be based upon your area. I don't know how much the price is going to be in somebody in a different state. I think at the time for California, it was like about $30, $40, but that was years ago. But those are things that you're going to have to take into consideration if this is a hobby that you're interested in doing. All the things that I'm going to show you in today's video, you can check in the video's link description. I purchased them all on Amazon. I recommend something like this. These are the Rig-'em Right waterfowl. It's a complete kit, so you got your waders, your clips for the decoys, being clamped for carry, and your weights. Now, my weights could be different than yours. These are 6 ounce. The reason I use 6 ounce weight is I'm in fast moving water. Where I specifically live on the river, there is an undercurrent, so it's really important that I use a bigger weight so that the duck decoys, they're not completely moving around everywhere and they don't get swept away. Now, next is waders. I've had a few different pairs, and honestly, this is the brand I went with. It's cheap, it's efficient. If they get a hole in them, I'm really not worried about buying another pair. These are the 1600 gram waders with 200 gram insulated boots. A lot of waders, they're gonna just rip either way, depending on the conditions that you're in. You're gonna walk over different marshes, you're gonna walk in swamps where you're stepping on specific things like twigs, and they're gonna come up and they're gonna rip your waders. So for me, I'm not paying $800-900 for a really expensive pair of waders when they're probably just gonna tear anyways in a couple seasons. I'm like about a size 8.5, 9. I have a little foot by a size under. You can take that with a grain of salt, but that's just something I recommend, and that just seems to be more practical and works a lot more efficiently for me. Next on the list, we are talking decoys. When you're just getting into duck hunting, I would recommend just going out and getting you some cheap decoys like this. Very efficient, still gonna work. I bought 12 decoys on Amazon and they were $60, you know, but get you some cheap decoys so at least you have a spread out. When I go out solo, I need to have the right tools and the right equipment to be able to make my opportunity more of a success, right? And so be able to do that, you buy something cheap like these. I also purchased this decoy carrying bag, which was, I believe, 50 bucks, and it has little slots and they just fit in there super easy, tuck away, and it makes it an easy way to carry. On to duck calls. These are the duck calls that I use. I didn't spend a lot of money on duck calls. In fact, the most expensive duck call that I own is right here. This is a Chase Robertson Pro Series. I think it retailed for like 50 bucks. Obviously, that was a terrible rendition of a duck call. I'm a beginner, so bear with me. When you're getting into the hobby, don't spend a lot of money on calls. Get you something cheap. All these, I believe, were like less than $100 in total, plus the lanyard. All these calls are specifically from Duck Commander. It's just a product that a lot of people that I know use, so that was a huge selling point for me. Moving on, I got this windbreaker jacket, some pants, and a head mask, and I think it was like $80. This was going to be one of the most important things, especially if you don't own a blind. I don't even own a blind yet. I just build myself up with the grass and everything around me, the sticks. Much as I can, I just blend myself in, so that's really important. Lastly, we're talking shotguns. Obviously, the shotgun I'm about to pull out right now is completely unloaded. This is a shotgun that I've had for several years. Whatever shotgun you have is the best shotgun to use, right? Like, I wouldn't recommend going out and buying a really expensive semi-automatic, a Beretta, a Banana alley, anything like that. Use what you got. If you have a father-in-law, if you have a brother, if you have a dad, ask one of them to borrow one of their shotguns as you're going out the few times. Maybe if you get comfortable, a hobby that you're interested in doing, then take it to the next step and move on to purchasing your own weapon yourself. Now this is a Savage 26-inch barrel pump shotgun. I have had this pump shotgun for years. The best option for somebody just starting duck hunting, going with something like this, you will very rarely have a problem with a pump shotgun versus a semi-automatic. In my opinion, the pump shotgun is always going to be your #1 option when it comes to being versatile in different climates and different conditions. With this gun, when I purchased it, was like $300. The only thing I did to it myself was I put a little paint job on it, got some Walmart camo paint, bada bing, bada boom. This is what we got. This has been my go-to gun for dove hunting, quail hunting, and duck hunting. I have recently just purchased a 12-gauge semi-automatic. It's not in yet. The reason why I decided to go with a semi-automatic is I want something with a faster follow-up shot. This has been my opinion on budget duck hunting gear. With that being said, that's gonna conclude today's video. I hope that you guys got some value. Make sure that you help me out by giving me a thumbs up, like, comment down below. And if you're interested, consider subscribing. Hope you guys have a wonderful week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video.